Welcome to room 245, a junior suite at the Niseko Northern Resort Annupuri. I almost don't want to show you this place because it's so cool. Like, it's absolutely amazing. I think it was built in the 1970s and redone recently, but they're totally paying tribute to the era, the feel. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. So I'm going to show it to you. Maybe tell your friends. All right, so when you first walk in, you are greeted by this closet that is to your right, which is amazing. I was actually able to get all of our ski stuff and all of our bags in here. So it's completely adequate space, safe down there. And on the other side, they have an elevated luggage area, which is nice, with some drawers if you wanted to unpack if you're staying here for a while. So that's great amount of space that you have, and lots of hanging space. And I like this setup because it has long and short hanging space available to you. To the left, you have your bathroom, which is a standard toilet room. Now, the toilet doesn't greet you, but it is a smart toilet nonetheless, so I appreciate that. The controls are right up here. You have a sink, and it's always nice to have that separate so that if somebody's showering, you can be doing your business in there. And then you come through here, and you get greeted by this beautiful view and this wonderful room. So again, they call it a junior suite, but it feels more like a one-bedroom suite because the two spaces are completely separated. You have a cute couch done in a tribute to rawhide type cow motif there. It is not sleepable. So if you're looking for an adult to crash here, I would say it would be very uncomfortable. It's hard and not very long. I'm 5'6", 5'7", so you wouldn't want to put anything bigger than maybe a 12-year-old here on this couch. You have a nice little table. It would be fine to eat your ramen or whatever here during the day. And then this cute vintage looking chair, which I don't think is very vintage. It's not the most comfortable chair, but it definitely is a cute little tribute and vibe. You have this window here, which I think is great. And now technically we don't have the ideal view, so we're not looking up the mountain in Annupuri, but I actually think that this is possibly a better view because the room that we're in, 245, the trees dip right in the middle and you can see into the valley, which is beautiful. And then you just have these wonderful snowbanks. So I don't know who wouldn't want to sit and stare at this view forever and ever. The other thing I like is that this window does open, so you can get some fresh air into your room and cool it off if it ever gets too hot, which is wonderful. Lots of lighting in here, so it feels bright, it feels fresh. The lights above the couch are dimmable, so you could create a mood if you wanted to. You do have a TV that does look a little bit older, but nonetheless, if you don't watch a lot of TV, and we don't, I don't think that'll be anything that bothers you. Well, now let's go ahead and take a look into the room. And like I said, this was what makes it feel like a one-bedroom suite. But before we do that, let's look at the little refreshment center that they have. So the only thing that they give you is this little kettle here. But I saw while we were walking down the hallway that they have a big suite of vending machines, which included both hot and cold beverages. So if you wanted a coffee, you could just run down there just a few doors down and get a hot coffee in the morning. There's also beer if you wanted to do a little mini bar situation that's available in the bar. So here you do have a very generously sized fridge that includes a freezer section. So if you wanted to buy some, let's say, ice cream bars at the 7-Eleven or Seco Mark, you could do that. We stocked everything that's in here. It did come with 2 waters though in the room, just as an FYI. And then in this top drawer here is where you have your cups and stuff. We've already had a little sake, treating ourselves to the room, but you also have either coffee mugs or tea mugs there, a couple bags of green tea, and some instant coffee if you wanted to use that. All right, now we'll go into the bedroom, so come on in here. So here you can see they have it set up in what they call the Hollywood King, where they simply push 2 twin beds together, which is fine. But then keep in mind too, if you wanted to sleep 2 people that don't necessarily like to snuggle, you could separate the bed slightly so that's a little bit more comfortable. So if, like, say 2 guys wanted to row it out in this room, they could. We'll start over here with the window. Again, a window that's the same size as the one next door. It opens, which is just so amazing. We just spent some time in a hotel where you couldn't get fresh air and you couldn't get a crisp breeze, so this feels so refreshing. This chair could not be more ideally positioned to sit and look out over that valley that I talked about. So such a great view from this perspective. And I love the fact that it has a footrest here. So it really is very comfortable, much more comfortable than the chair that was next door. You also see that it looks like they have a furnace. You can tell it's going. It's heating the room. So that's nice, but not too hot. And then we already have going, and this is a first. The entire time we've been in Hokkaido, this is the very first room that's come with a humidifier, which is great because the air is so dry that it's nice to be able to pump a little bit of moisture back into the air. On each side of the bed, you are going to have just a little drawer. It doesn't look like there's any plug-in options, which doesn't surprise me. Again, this is a room that was made in the 80s and not in the 2000s, even their alarm clock is battery controlled, so no, nothing to plug into there. So keep that in mind. You're most likely having to plug in somewhere else in the room. I'm looking around, I don't see any plugs yet, so we'll let you guys know where we find those at. On the other side, I think probably one of the coolest things on this bed stand is the fact that they have a tribute to the old entertainment system of the time, and that's AM FM radio that you can turn on. I don't think it actually works, but it is pretty cool. These light switches do work though, so you can turn lights on and off from here, which is really convenient. You do have an old school phone and directions on how to call the front desk if you need to. Now let's go into the bathroom, which is divided by this sliding door, and this has clearly been completely updated, which if you're going to update any spot in a hotel room, the bathroom is where you want to see those updates done. So the bathroom has two parts, this amazing bath, and as you guys know, I love baths. So lots of space in here for you to take a nice long bath after a day out on the snow. A single sink, which is okay, and they give you pump bottles here of shampoo, conditioner, and also body soap, but then they give you some La Octane little miniature things, which is great. I mean, that's a really great brand to be offered in this room. That's amazing. Actually, an abundant supply of towels. So it looks like they give you 4 body towels, 3 hand towels, and then 4 washcloths, which is great, and then a couple of bath mats, which is wonderful. And then through here, you have the shower. And you can see that there is some hard water stains, so obviously the water is a little bit harder here, but that's okay. A waterfall, and then also a handle. And I think my husband will be able to fit plenty of space upright. Now when you close this door, you'll see there's 2 glass mirrors on either side. But there's also curtains if you need to feel like you need to have some modesty. So if you're not sharing this room with an intimate partner or somebody that you're totally, comfortable sharing your intimate parts with, you have the ability to close those curtains for a little bit of privacy. In here, they also have a TV that you could watch if you wanted to. And in this drawer, they do have your clothing that you can wear both in the room and then also to the onsen. So we're currently on the 2nd floor, room 245, and so they do have an onsen on the 1st floor, which we'll definitely be checking out. I could already see it's about 4 o'clock currently, and I saw a lot of people in their onsen gowns heading down there, so I'm sure it's a rush hour right now, but we'll be checking it out a little bit later on after dinner. So that's a tour of this room. I think it's beautiful. I think that this is a place I want to be. It feels like Palm Springs, 1970s meets Niseko and Japanese style, and I think it's awesome. It's already been so nice. The other thing I have to say, it's been a real cultural experience. Every single person that's worked at the hotel so far is Japanese, and they are so friendly and they want to be so helpful. When I was bringing the bags in, my husband was parking the car, and 2 maids, it's not even their job, started to offer to help me unload the bags into my room. So that's just amazing hospitality. So really enjoying this hotel so far and really enjoying this space. And I forgot to tell you, it's ski in, ski out. We have a ski locker right downstairs that our skis and our poles are in already. There's space for our boots and all of our gear. So we'll be able to ski right out and ski right back in tomorrow morning.